Howdy everyone, I'm SurePro and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving headfirst into the kind of content that makes you question everything you see. We've compiled a list of 12 videos that are so genuinely unsettling, so profoundly creepy, that I have to give you a serious warning right now. If you're someone who enjoys a good night's sleep, who likes feeling safe and secure in your own home, then this video might not be for you. The footage we're about to explore is the stuff of nightmares, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. I'm not exaggerating when I say you might find yourself sleeping with the lights on tonight, jumping at every little sound. So, I'm putting the choice in your hands. This is your official warning. Proceed at your own risk. The videos that follow are designed to get under your skin and stay there. We're talking about unexplainable phenomena, things that defy logic, and moments captured on camera that will send a shiver right down your spine. Each clip is a puzzle with a missing piece, a story with no rational conclusion. They'll make you second-guess that shadow you saw in the corner of your eye, or that faint noise you heard from the other room. If you're still with me, then you're either incredibly brave or incredibly foolish. Either way, I respect it. So, turn down the lights, get comfortable, and prepare to be unsettled. We're about to journey into the strange, dark, and mysterious corners of the internet, one terrifying video at a time. Just don't say I didn't warn you when you're wide awake at 3 a.m. wondering what that sound was. Let's get into it. Our first piece of footage comes from a security camera inside an office building elevator, late one night. The video starts off completely normal. A man gets into the elevator, alone, and presses the button for his floor. The doors close, and the elevator begins its slow ascent. For a few moments everything is quiet. The man is just looking at his phone, completely oblivious to the fact that he's about to be part of something truly inexplicable. Then, as the elevator passes the third floor, you see it. A flicker. In the reflection of the polished metal doors, a faint, almost transparent figure of a woman appears right behind him. The man doesn't notice a thing. He's still engrossed in his phone. But for us, the viewers, it's impossible to miss. The figure is there for a solid 3 or 4 seconds, just standing motionless, before it seems to fade away as quickly as it appeared. The elevator doors ding open on the man's floor and he steps out, none the wiser. The camera continues to record the empty elevator, but the air feels heavy, charged with what just happened. The question that hangs in the air is chilling. What was that thing and what did it want? The footage leaves us with a profound sense of unease, knowing that something unseen was standing just inches away from that unsuspecting man. Next up, we have a clip from a home security camera, the kind many of us have to watch our pets or keep an eye on things while we're away. The footage shows a long, dimly lit hallway in a suburban home. It's the middle of the night, around 2:37 a.m., and the house is completely still and silent. All you can hear is the low hum of the refrigerator in the kitchen. For the first minute or so, absolutely nothing happens. It's the kind of boring footage you'd expect to see. But then, from the far end of the hallway, a shadow begins to emerge from a closed bedroom door. It's not a normal shadow cast by a light source. It seems to have a life of its own. It's unnaturally dark, tall, and vaguely humanoid in shape. It moves slowly, almost like it's creeping along the wall, stretching and contorting in ways that defy the laws of physics. The shadow glides silently down the length of the hallway, toward the camera's position in the living room. It pauses for a moment, as if it's looking around, before it recedes back into the wall and vanishes completely. The homeowners reviewed the footage the next day and had no explanation. No one was awake, and there were no lights on that could have created such a distinct and mobile shadow. It's the fear of the unknown that makes this one so terrifying. This next video is for anyone who already has a healthy fear of dolls. It features a doll known as Lily, which the owners claim is haunted by the spirit of a young girl. They set up a camera to film it overnight, hoping to capture some evidence of the paranormal activity they'd been experiencing. The video shows the doll sitting propped up on a small wooden chair in the corner of a child's bedroom. The room is dark, save for the faint green glow of the camera's night vision. For hours, nothing happens. The doll sits perfectly still, its painted eyes staring blankly into the darkness. Then, around 3:15 a.m., you see a subtle movement. The doll's head, which was tilted slightly to the right, slowly and deliberately turns to face the camera directly. The movement is not jerky, like it fell, it's smooth, as if someone is turning it. A few minutes later, its tiny porcelain hand, which was resting in its lap, lifts up a few inches before dropping back down with a soft thud. The owners swear no one was in the room and there were no strings or tricks involved. Is it a clever hoax? A masterful use of hidden wires? Or did we just witness a possessed object moving on its own? Either way, the image of that doll's head turning in the dead of night is pure nightmare fuel. Alright, so our fourth video is honestly one of the most baffling and debated clips on the internet. It's this CCTV footage from a busy street somewhere in an undisclosed city. People are just going about their day, walking by, cars driving past, totally normal scene, nothing out of the ordinary. The camera's kind of focused on this man in a dark coat, just walking down the sidewalk, not doing anything weird, just your average stroll. But then, as he passes behind a street sign, something absolutely impossible happens. He never comes out the other side. Like, you literally watch him walk behind the pole, and you're waiting for him to re-emerge, but he just doesn't. He's gone. Vanished into thin air. People have picked this footage apart, frame by frame. Some folks are convinced it's a clever video edit, a perfect cut that just erases him from the scene. But others argue that with the quality of this CCTV footage, pulling off such a seamless edit would be basically impossible without anyone noticing. Maybe it was a glitch in the camera. You know, a moment where the feed skipped and lost a few frames right as he was behind the pole. Or did we actually just see something supernatural, like a person blinking out of existence right before our eyes? The fact that there's just no logical explanation is what makes this clip so deeply unsettling. So, imagine this. You're deep in a forest at night, it's pitch black, miles from the nearest town, and the only light you have is from your camera. That's basically the setting for our next video, which was actually captured by a couple of campers who got woken up by this weird noise. The video is super shaky as one of them unzips the tent and points their camera into the absolute darkness of the woods. At first, all you can hear are crickets and maybe some leaves rustling. But then, this sound starts echoing through the trees. It's not an animal, but it's not a human scream either. It's this high-pitched, guttural shriek, kind of like a mix between a person in agony and some huge predator. It's long, it's drawn out, and honestly, it sounds like it's coming from everywhere at once. You can hear the campers whispering to each other, totally freaked out, trying to figure out what it could be. The scream stops for a second, and then boom! Another scream answers from a different part of the forest. What could possibly be making those sounds? A fox? Maybe a bobcat? Or is it something else entirely? Something that actually calls those deep, dark woods its home. Seriously, just the audio alone is enough to make your blood run cold. Okay, so mirrors have always had this connection to the supernatural, right? Some people even believe they're portals to another world. And honestly, this next video is just gonna reinforce that fear. A guy set up a camera in his bedroom to film this antique mirror he picked up at an estate sale. He said that ever since he brought it home, he'd been noticing weird things, like catching movements out of the corner of his eye. The video shows his empty bedroom reflected in this ornate, kind of tarnished mirror. He walks into the frame, stands there in front of the mirror for a second, and then leaves the room, closing the door behind him. So, the room should be empty now. But if you watch the reflection in the mirror closely, it's not empty. There's this dark, shadowy shape moving in the background of the reflection, even though the actual room is still and totally vacant. And then, the creepiest part happens. The reflection of the man who is no longer in the room flickers into view in the mirror for just a split second, but its face is all distorted into this silent scream. I gotta warn you, if you're watching this video alone, you might want to cover up any mirrors in your room. There's just something seriously disturbing about the idea that what you see in a reflection might not actually be the truth. There's a reason so many people are afraid of clowns, and honestly, this video perfectly encapsulates that fear. So, it's dashcam footage from a car driving down a deserted country road late at night. The road is totally unlit, and the car's headlights are the only thing cutting through the inky blackness. As the car rounds a bend, the headlights suddenly illuminate a figure just standing by the side of the road. It's a clown. Not a friendly, circus-type clown, but one straight out of a horror movie with a grotesque, smiling mask and a brightly colored suit. It's just standing there, motionless, holding a single black balloon. The driver slows down, clearly confused and really unnerved by the sight. As the car gets closer, the clown slowly turns its head to face the vehicle, its painted smile somehow seeming to widen in the glare of the headlights. Then, it takes a slow, deliberate step towards the car. The driver doesn't wait to see what happens next. They slam on the accelerator and speed away. The last shot from the rear-facing camera shows the clown standing in the middle of the road, just watching them go. The sheer randomness and malice of the sighting is what makes it so terrifying. Our next clip is, well, a classic example of look in the background. It's a home video from a child's birthday party in the early 2000s. The video is filled with happy, normal scenes, kids playing, parents chatting, and the birthday boy blowing out the candles on his cake. Everyone is smiling and laughing, completely unaware of the extra guest at their party. It's during the happy birthday song that you see it. As the camera pans across the room to capture all the smiling faces, it passes by a doorway leading into a dark hallway. For just a fraction of a second, a pale, gaunt face with dark, hollowed-out eyes peeks around the doorframe, looks directly at the camera, and then pulls back into the darkness. It happens so fast that if you blink, you'll miss it. The family who filmed the video didn't notice the face for years, until they were converting their old tapes to digital. They have no idea who or what it was. All the doors were locked and no one at the party matched that description. It's a chilling reminder to always be aware of your surroundings because honestly, you never know who or what might be watching. This video comes from a family who believed their house was haunted by a poltergeist, a type of ghost known for physical disturbances. Fed up with the constant strange occurrences, they set up multiple cameras throughout their house to capture proof. This particular clip is from the kitchen. The footage is time-stamped at 1:42 p.m., broad daylight. The kitchen is empty and quiet. Suddenly, a cupboard door above the counter swings open with considerable force, as if thrown open by an invisible hand. A moment later, a glass sitting on the counter slides across the granite surface on its own and shatters on the floor. But it doesn't stop there. The kitchen chairs begin to scrape across the floor, moving away from the table one by one. The family insists this is not a hoax. They claim this kind of activity was a daily occurrence for them. Skeptics will point to strings and other special effects, but the movements seem so random and violent. Is it real, undeniable evidence of a violent, unseen entity? Or is it one of the most elaborate hoaxes ever staged? You be the judge. Sometimes what you hear is far scarier than what you see. This next piece of evidence is an audio recording enhanced from a video taken by a paranormal investigator in a supposedly haunted location. The investigator is using an EVP or electronic voice phenomenon recorder, which is designed to pick up sounds that are inaudible to the human ear. In the video, the investigator is standing in a dark, empty room and asks a simple question into the silence. Is there anyone here with us? At first all you hear is static, but when the audio is isolated and amplified, a chilling sound becomes clear. Faintly underneath the static you can hear a voice whispering. It's raspy and cold, and it seems to answer the investigator's question. Different people hear different things. Some claim the voice says, "Get out." Others hear, "I'm right here." And some hear a more sinister phrase, "I'll kill you. I want you to listen closely. Turn up your volume, maybe put on some headphones and tell me what you hear." The ambiguity of the words makes it even more terrifying, letting your own imagination fill in the blanks. Abandoned hospitals are already one of the creepiest places you can explore, and this video shows exactly why. It follows a team of urban explorers and ghost hunters as they navigate the decaying corridors of the long-closed St. Mary's Asylum. The team is filming their exploration, and the atmosphere is incredibly tense. Paint is peeling from the walls, old medical equipment lies rusted and forgotten, and every sound echoes through the empty halls. As they enter what appears to be an old patient ward, their primary camera suddenly glitches and powers down. They switch to their backup camera, a night vision camcorder, and continue. As they pan the camera across the dark room, they capture something that makes them all scream and run. At the far end of the ward, a tall, shadowy figure is standing in a doorway. It doesn't look human. It's unnaturally tall and thin, with long limbs. As the camera focuses on it, the figure takes a step forward and then lunges towards them at an impossible speed before the footage cuts out as the explorers flee in terror. The raw fear in their voices and the terrifying image of that figure is something that will stick with you long after the video ends. Alright, we've made it to the final video, and I have to warn you, this one is different. The last 11 videos were about building suspense and creating a sense of dread. This one is designed for one thing and one thing only, to make you jump out of your skin. It has become famous online, known simply as the car video. The footage itself is beautiful. It shows a car driving along a serene, winding road through a lush green landscape. It's peaceful, almost hypnotic. There's calming music playing. It's designed to make you lower your guard. You're watching this beautiful scenery, feeling relaxed after all the tension from the previous clips. You lean in closer to the screen, admiring the view. The car continues down the road and the music swells slightly. You're completely absorbed in the peacefulness of the moment. You've forgotten my warning. You think you know what's coming, but the timing is always just off enough to catch you. And just as the car rounds a particularly scenic bend, a horrifying zombie-like face suddenly lunges at the screen, accompanied by a deafening, high-pitched scream. It's a classic, but it gets you every single time. Consider this my final parting gift to your sleep schedule. And there you have it. 12 videos that I guarantee have left you feeling at least a little bit uneasy. We've seen ghosts in elevators, shadows in hallways, and things that go bump, scream, and whisper in the night. The world is full of strange and unexplainable things, and sometimes, if we're unlucky, they get caught on camera. These clips serve as a chilling reminder that maybe we don't know as much about the world as we think we do. They prey on our most primal fears, the dark, the unknown, and the feeling of being watched by something we can't see. So tonight, when you're lying in bed and you hear a floorboard creak upstairs or see a shadow move in the corner of your room, you might think back to one of these videos. Maybe it's just your house settling, or maybe it's something else. My advice? It's probably a good idea to check under your bed and in your closet before you turn out the lights. You know, just in case. And maybe leave a small nightlight on. It couldn't hurt. Before you go, I have to know, which one of these videos got to you the most? Was it the subtle dread of the disappearing man, the raw terror of the abandoned hospital, or did that final jump scare make you throw your phone across the room? Let me know in the comments below. I'll be reading through them, with the lights on, of course. If you like the strange and mysterious, please consider liking and subscribing. Until next time, stay safe and try to get some sleep.